guessed it, I'm going to take a look at Stairway to Heaven today for a few minutes. Just a little bit of it, because there's a couple things I like to have people do when they play this. There's a lot of things you can learn from this song. I know there's 14,000 videos of people teaching this and playing it out there, but I just want to have a couple things I want people to know that I think about this. One is, or that I want people, yeah, you get the idea. Anyway, the opening 4 chords are the most difficult part of the song as far as left-hand fingering goes. And so it's a little tough for beginners, but the thing you want to try to do here is the first chord is an A minor, played with a half a bar across the 3rd fret. The most important thing about trying to make these half bars is that your finger has to be in a hinged position like this, not in a full bar position like this. So you try to bend this knuckle so that you've got almost a 90-degree angle right there. See that? Anyway. Instead of trying to do something like this, like a full bar but just across part of the strings. Won't work. So we got the hinge bar across half the strings and the A at the 7th fret of the 4th string. And it's just a straight arpeggio. The other thing that's really important about this song is with your right hand, your thumb hits all 3 of the bass strings consistently, whichever ones you need, and then you play it with 3 fingers. Your index finger playing the 3rd string, your middle finger playing the 2nd string, and your ring finger playing the 1st. Jimmy Page, I believe, plays this with a pick in his hand. I have a pick here handy. Plays this with a pick in his hand and then uses his other 2 fingers. So he would use a technique like this, which allows him later on to be strumming the chords, or playing the lead. Anyway, so, but I like people to learn to do this in a finger-picking manner. So the first chord is this A minor at the 5th fret, played in a straight arpeggio, going from the 4th string to the 3rd to the 2nd to the 1st. On the next chord, of course, the bass note drops down. It's easy to find tablature of this all over the web, so I'm sure you've got it sitting there right there in front of you. But the things I like people to play with this are, or do with this, when it goes to the 6th fret in the bass, use your 2nd finger, and use your little finger for the 7th fret on the 1st string and on the top, so that chord sounds like this. This would be an A minor 9 plus 7. But it's done in a slightly different pattern where you're pinching the outside notes, the lowest note and the highest note at the same time. Then the arpeggio works its way backwards. Same pattern is done on the 3rd chord, but now you need a bar across 4 strings. Really you only need it across 3, but it's not the first 3, it's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th strings. So you go with the same technique of the hinge bar, and then reach up to the 8th fret with your little finger for the top note. Same picking pattern. Then you slide down, trying to keep your hand in that relatively the same barred position for another half a bar at the 2nd. A chord shaped almost like the 1st chord, like the A minor, but you're going to add your 2nd finger on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. So that's a D chord with F sharp in the bass. So those first 4 chords we have: A minor 9 plus 7, A minor 7, D with F sharp in the bass. Always done with the arpeggios played in the right hand. To an F major 7 here, that has your 1st finger on the 2nd fret, 1st string open, 2nd string at the 1st fret, 3rd string at the 2nd fret, and 4th string at the 3rd fret. That chord's arpeggiated a little bit longer. Then a pinch. You can play this lots of different ways. Sometimes I have people play with just 2 notes, with the 2nd fret of the 5th string in the bass and the 3rd string open. And then these 2 notes change spots. This finger comes off, your 3rd finger comes in there to get the A on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string. You can add in a little harmony doing the 2nd string as well, which would sound like this, where you're landing on a chord that amounts to being A minor. Then into the slide, and then the 2nd line begins. I'll have a much longer lesson about this at totallyguitars.com pretty soon. I'm not sure when I'll get to it yet, and if you'd like to check out, we have a lot of other really extensive video lessons there, so come visit us when you can. We've got forums going for you to fill in for asking for songs that you might like. There's a blog running that you can put comments in and just stay in touch with us. So hope to see you at Totally Guitars pretty soon. Thanks.